Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail is a very popular hike on the southeastern shore of Oahu with amazing views. Hundreds of people visit the Kauai State Scenic Shoreline Park where Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail is located every day, yet few people actually know more about the history of the Lighthouse Trail and area. The Hawaiian island of Oahu was formed by a cluster of three individual volcanoes, Kaena, Waianae, and Ko'olau. The southeastern shore was formed by activity of the Ko'olau Shield volcano, which appeared above sea level about 2.7 million years ago. A caldera, or depression, resulting in a crater or mouth on the volcano was formed about 1.8 million years ago, and the seaward portion of the volcano began slumping into the ocean. Around 32,000 years ago, Koko Rift of the Ko'olau volcano experienced a tissue eruption and volcanic tuff cones were created near the Makapu'u Ridge. These islets to the north of the Makapu'u Ridge are eroded tuff cones. A new lava flow from the Kalama crater covered the south land of Makapu'u Head, and the lava formed the rocky Kauai shoreline between Makapu'u Head and Koko Crater. As time went on, heavy storm waves pounded the shoreline and cut the coastal shelf along the base of Makapu'u Ridge, giving it the name Pele's Seat at the Allen Davis Beach. These storm waves also deposited white sand over the basalt rock, creating a beautiful beached area. During the Great Tsunami of 1946, much of the white sand was swept away and left the rocky coastline we see today. Makapu'u summit has a harsh climate. It is very hot, dry, and windy on the summit with little shade. This area is primarily considered to be the coastal lowland environment due to the climate conditions it experiences. The anthropogenic history of the Makapu'u area is vast and has constantly been changing. Before 1800, the Makapu'u area was a wooded coastal landscape with a large community of farmers and fishermen inhabiting the area. Unfortunately, beginning in the 1820s and after, the beech sandalwood forest was harvested for trade with China, and all other trees were cleared as well, using them for firewood. This left the area barren, and thereafter, the land around Makapu'u was cultivated by farmers to grow yams and sweet potatoes. In the mid to late 1800s, cattle ranching was introduced into the area and drove the farmers from the land. A man by the name of Allen Davis developed the Wawamalu Ranch below Makapu'u Ridge in 1932, where his family lived until the 1946 tsunami, which swept away the white sand and left the rocky coastline. The land was dramatically changed again between 1959 to 1964, being bulldozed, and plans of developing a resort there were in the works. In the 1980s, the shoreline land below Makapu'u Ridge was rezoned for open space and preservation and became a state park of Hawaii. Human life up on the Makapu'u Ridge began in the early 1900s when the construction of the Makapu'u Lighthouse began due to the shipping incident of 1906. The lighthouse was made there as a navigational aid to safely assist vessels traveling through the Kauai Channel between Molokai and Oahu at night. Starting at the highway below the ridge, a mile-long road up the summit of Makapu'u Head around the south and eastern steep hillsides were carved out of the basalt rock landscape with dynamite, making way to where the lighthouse is today. The 46-foot-high lighthouse was built out of the concrete on the northeastern slope of the Makapu'u Ridge, and 3 houses were developed up the hill from it for the lightkeepers' families. The hyper-radiant lens and lantern were brought to the lighthouse location by sea in 1909. The lighthouse was first lit on October 1st, 1909, and sends a signal of 25 miles out to sea. Life up on the ridge was lonely and sparse due to the isolated location and having mules and horses as the mode of transportation for a long time. There has also been various military involvement up on the Makapu'u summit, creating fire control stations around the time of World War II. Today, the U.S. Coast Guard still maintains the lighthouse, making it automated in 1974 and keeps the area around the lighthouse restricted access. In the present day, anyone can hike the paved trail from the Kauai Shoreline State Parking Lot to the Lighthouse and summit of Makapu'u to enjoy the beauty and history of the surroundings. This trail is less than 2 miles round trip and can easily be accomplished in an hour or two. It is recommended to wear closed-toed shoes, sunscreen, hat, and bring enough water per person because it is sunny and hot on this trail. It is a good idea to bring cameras and binoculars, especially during the whale watching season. There are many posted signs with information regarding hiking and safety tips along the trail. There are hazardous cliffs, there can be falling rocks, and there are often strong currents as you hike this trail, so it is important to stay safe. Always tell someone where you're going, hike with a buddy, and call 911 if anything happens. Going straight to the top averagely takes about 30 minutes, but many people stop on the way to enjoy the great views of southeastern Oahu and along the coastline for whales at the various lookout points. On a clear day, looking across the Kauai Channel, Molokai, West Maui, and Lanai are often visible from over 26 miles away. Below the Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail are beautiful tide pools, a hard-bottom habitat filled with great marine life including barnacles, opihi, algae, and more. The Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail is a unique experience on Oahu, not only because of the amazing panoramic views, tide pools, and interesting history, but because of the nature, plants, and wildlife this trail also has to share. The living landscape is full of indigenous, endemic, and native species. On the Makapu'u Trail, there are coastal sandalwood trees, high grasses, Hawaiian lehua trees, flowers, many cactus, succulents, and more. This is the coastal flora that I saw and am sharing with you. You will most likely see other species, and I encourage you to take pictures of it to enjoy and research. There are many different insects and animals to be viewed along the trail, as well other than the plethora of friendly dogs many hikers bring along. The most common insects I saw were spiders, ants, and centipedes. There were also many mongoose running along the landscape near the trails. At the top of the Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail, there are 2 offshore islands that can be viewed that are used as conservational efforts of wildlife sanctuaries to help the seabirds in the area. They are home to over 200,000 seabirds, including terns, shearwaters, petrels, and trophic birds. Between the months of December and May, many humpback whales can be viewed from the Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail. Below the ridge, the ocean area was made part of the Hawaiian Island Humpback Whale National Marine Sanctuary to protect humpback whales in their habitat while they are in Hawaii by Congress in 1992. The whales swim through the Kauai Channel after they migrate from Alaska to come mate, give birth, and nurse their young, while living in the warm Hawaiian waters. This provides hikers with a great opportunity to stop, pull out a pair of binoculars, and enjoy the whales while hiking the trail. There is no hiding that the Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail is a beautiful and unique experience. It is now important that we maintain a healthy conservation of the area. This is not a difficult task individually if simple tasks are done. It is important that each person does not litter and stays on the trail to help protect the surrounding land. It is important to malama aina, or to respect and care for the land in all of Hawaii so we can keep the beauty and life alive so our future can enjoy it as well. I hope you enjoy your experience as you hike the Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail because I know that I cherish the time I spend there whenever I go. I think that the area of the Makapu'u Ridge and the Lighthouse Trail itself has an interesting history, but not much is able to be found about it while surfing the web. My hope for this video is for it to educate the future hikers and anyone who wants to learn more about the history of the area and experience the beauty of Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail. I chose to make a video for YouTube so it could have the opportunity of reaching more people because almost everyone has access to the internet. Enjoying nature is an important part of life, and I encourage you to appreciate the nature of Hawaii for more than just the surface level views. Really think about the formation, history, and future. After all, this is a project for the Natural History of the Hawaiian Islands course. All photos and videos used in this video are my original content and the information in this video is either cultivated from my general knowledge of the Hawaiian Islands that I have learned at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, the information posted along the trail, or from a reference that I have listed below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail Guide and History presented by Shay Click.